I actually have a formula that I developed for. I actually teach this in a couple of different workshops. I use this in How to Not Be That Guy, a workshop I developed with Alex Morgan. I also teach this in my embodied consent workshop. It's an if then statement.
Mhm.
And the idea is that the way that the world teaches men, at least in US culture and certainly many, many other cultures that I'm aware of around the world,
Mhm.
is if we see someone we want to have sex with or we're attracted to, you're supposed to move forward until they say no.
Yeah.
And I see this again, I see this in all sexual orientations and genders, but
Mhm.
talking about male female dynamics in particular, it's the guy who comes up to the woman and then, he touches her shoulder. And if she doesn't stop, then he trails his hand down her back. And if she doesn't stop that, then he puts his hand on her ass.
Mhm.
Right. And if you are moving forward until someone says no, that's a recipe for crossing boundaries. It's like a dog that shoves his nose in your crotch and jumps up into your lap
Mhm.
and requires people to shove him down, and it's just not fun.
Yeah.
What works a lot better is inviting somebody else to move forward. Uh,
Hmm.
right. And so that's like the dog is sitting over there and waiting for the person to come towards him.
Yeah.
And so the way that you do this, it's an if then. The first part of the sentence is some kind of if statement about the other person. If you're available, if you're in the mood, if it would turn you on, if you're not doing anything Saturday night.
Mhm.
And then the second part is a statement of desire.
Mm.
Not a question, but a statement of desire. I would like to take you out for a drink. I'd love to give you a blowjob. I'd love to have dinner sometime,
Mhm.
whatever it is. And so when you put them together, you get sentences like, if you're available Saturday, I'd love to take you out for dinner. If you're not doing anything after work today, I would really love to go down on you.
Mhm.
Now, of course, you have to tailor this for the relationship, right?
Sure.
Right. That second one is not how you would approach someone at a bar,
Right.
probably. Probably,
Probably.
unless you were at a swingers party, and then
Right.
it would work.
Right.
So it's very context dependent.
Yeah.
But the reason why this works is because I'm saying to you, I only want to take you out for dinner if you're available or if you're interested.
Mhm.
And so it lets the other person have as much freedom to choose,
Mm.
which is very different from saying, I'd love to take you out for dinner if you're available Saturday night. Because if the other person has any kind of defensive flinch reaction,
Yeah.
the if isn't going to get heard.
Yeah.
So start with the if.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is you're making a very, very bold statement.
Mhm.
So just compare these two versions, right? The first version is if you're available Saturday night, I'd love to take you out for dinner. The second version is if you're available Saturday night, can I take you out for dinner? And,
Mm.
and do you see how much less bold that is?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and actually what was interesting is even though the first one was bold, it didn't feel threatening at all.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
And
oh,
that's the balance because the two models that we mostly have for guys, one is the arrogant, cocky, pushy,
mhm.
let me move forward until you say no recipe for crossing boundaries.
Yeah.
And then you get the nice guys, and I used to do this myself.
Mhm.
The guys who hold back their desire so much that the other person doesn't even know that they're into them. And then these are the guys who end up getting resentful because they keep getting friend zoned.
Right. Yeah.
But if she doesn't know that you're interested in her, how can you blame her for not responding?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so this is actually the best of both worlds. You're showing respect and care for boundaries and preferences and desires
Mhm.
while also being really bold in expressing your own desire.